I'm Fiona Crowden and I'm one of the vets working for SRUC Veterinary Services. So today we're going to talk about castration and docking of lambs. In general in Scotland we dock lambs as a control of fly strike or myositis, and there's evidence to suggest that the staining, the fecal staining around the back end of a lamb makes them prone to getting fly struck, and so we dock the tails to try and reduce that staining and reduce fly strike. Castration is generally a management thing. It just allows farmers to run male and female lambs together. Currently legislation in Scotland is that to use a rubber ring without anaesthetic, it has to be done within the first week of life. After that you must use an anaesthetic. Over 3 months of age, castration and docking must be done by a veterinary surgeon, and any surgical docking, so that's any docking or castration that's used by a knife or scalpel blade, must always be done by a vet. So there's increasing pressure from processors and consumers to improve welfare, and I think we have high welfare within Scotland, but procedures like castration and docking are painful, and we need to look to reduce them, reconsider them, where we can explore your options. So if you're looking to change your system, it's a good idea to do that in consultation with your vet. If you are going to use the illustrator rings for castration docking, it's really important that we do it at the right time and as hygienically as possible. So by the right time, we want to do it before 7 days of age, but we also want to do it after that maternal bond has happened and after a good colostrum intake has happened. So probably after the first 24 hours of life and before 7 days.
Yeah, so my name's Kenny Rutherford. I'm a researcher in the Animal Behaviour and Welfare team at SRUC. So today we're here at Oatridge Farm, one of SRUC's sheep units. We're going to be conducting a study looking at the potential benefits of the numbnuts device for castration and tail docking of lambs. Numbnuts is a device that simultaneously applies a traditional rubber ring for castration and docking of lambs, but also a local anaesthetic injection to provide some pain relief once the ring has been in place. So at the moment at SRUC we're conducting 2 trials into different potential solutions to the issue of pain for castration and docking in lambs. We have the study here at Oatridge looking at the numbnuts device, and we have another study at one of our other sheep units looking at an alternative solution to this problem, the Clamp Easy system. From a farmer's perspective, we've known for a number of years that castration and docking is painful. Really, the issue has been that we haven't had viable solutions, and both of these studies are attempts to provide producers with viable solutions to this problem, so we can be conducting these procedures when they need to be conducted, but hopefully in a way that's much more humane and much less painful for the lambs. That has benefits for the lambs' welfare, but also potentially some production benefits as well. We know really there are multiple solutions to alleviating pain associated with these procedures in lambs. The absolute way of doing that is not conducting the procedure at all, but of course for many producers that's not possible depending on their individual conditions or the systems that they're working in. So at the moment we'd always encourage farmers to be discussing with their vet best practice, and really what we're hoping now with these 2 studies is that in the future there can be approaches offered on the market that would provide alternative and better solutions than we have now. When we apply numbnuts, what we're looking for is really a great reduction in those pain behaviours that we can recognise after application of the ring. It's a local anaesthetic product that's injected via the device. That should numb the area around either the scrotum or the tail and produce a lack of sensation there. That means the animal will not feel the pain once the ring is initially in place. Of course, there may be later pain once the local anaesthetic wears off, and we'd encourage producers to consider use of further analgesia in discussion with their vet. I think if in any situation like this where we can explore alternative solutions, and those may be based on management system or they could be based on genetic selection. So any solution where we can avoid doing these procedures in the first place will ultimately provide the best benefit, both to the animals and potentially to producers as well, as it avoids the time and cost input of doing the procedures in the first place. At SRUC, we would view our role as providing independent assessment of the efficacy of these products. We want to support farmers and vets to be able to come up with the best solutions on farm for individual conditions, and ultimately hope that the work that we conduct here will produce changes in legislation that are positive for all concerned, the animals and the farmers who own them.